Hey guys, Ed here. Welcome back guys to Models and Beer. And let me introduce you guys to a new kit and a new model manufacturer, Zimi Model. And I don't know how many of you guys have heard of them. They've been around for a couple of years. I did do a little bit of research on the company itself. And let me share that with you really quick, and then we're going to get into the unboxing of this thing, and we're going to see just what we got here. So it says the first release by Zimi Models was around 2 years ago in 2023, okay? I don't know what their first kit was that they put out. I couldn't find that as I was researching, but maybe somebody out there knows and they can share that with us in the comments. But it says Zimi Models is positioning itself in the scale modeling arena, especially military plastic model kits in scales such as 1/35th and 1/48th. Now this one here is in a 1/35th scale, okay? And they announced that they would handle products formerly under Kitty Hawk models and Panda models, okay? So basically, while Zimi is relatively new in the hobby modeling scene, several hobby forum posts and websites suggest that they acquired the tooling and the molds from Kitty Hawk after Kitty ceased or diminished activities, okay? So Kitty Hawk, when they went fully under, which says it was in 2021 that Kitty Hawk basically went out of business, they fell under. Zimi Models bought the copyright, trademarks, and molds to everything that Kitty Hawk had, okay? So that's who Zimi Model is. Now, like I said, they've been around since about 2023 now, and a lot of their kits are starting to surface, okay? I did get my eyes on this one, and I had to have it simply because, you know, I am into my military ships and guns, and right now I'm on this kick of doing turrets and things like that, and I just had to have these Bofors here, okay? These 40 millimeter Quad Bofors, and then I got to looking, doing a little bit of research on it. There's not much out about Zimi Models or this particular model here. The 40 miller Quad Bofer kit that I got right here. So I thought I would share this one with you. Let's take a look together, guys. Let's see what these Zimi models are. Let's see what the quality is compared to, other kits, and see what we got here. I'm super excited about this. But we'll take a quick walk around the box just to give it a quick look over, and then we're going to take a peek on the inside and see what we got, okay? I did, normally when I do an unboxing, I do it on camera with you guys, okay? We like to do everything where we're looking at it together. In this case, this is my second attempt on this video. The first attempt, I tried to do the unboxing, opening it up, and it was just a mess. I had glare going everywhere. A lot of the parts where the PE is, they had staples in it, so I had to stop and take staples out and everything like that. But I think I got things cleaned up enough now where we can make a halfway decent video and take a look at exactly what Zimi Model is and the quality of their product, and give an honest opinion. The artwork is fabulous, okay? As you can see on the box here, it's nicely done. It has the artist's name as Chen, that's all it says, so that doesn't really tell us a whole lot, but Chen drew this picture. And if we look on the side here, take a look at the gun. Here's one of the guns here. And it's got a metal, the barrels are metal on the inside of this kit, okay guys? And I'm going to show you those, and I'm going to do it in a photograph because I tried to do it, like I said, in my first video, and things really didn't come out. But I think we can get a better look at what these barrel looks like in photographs. I mean, I'll still show them to you as we're unboxing them, but we'll also throw up some photos, okay? And it does come with some shells. The shells that it comes with are plastic, okay? It says here that they have metal edition ones that are sold separately, but it does come with some plastic ones in the kit. And I did look at the ones that are in the kit, and the quality of the shells, they look great to me. You know, and I'll share something with you. In the past, I have spent extra dollars on buying metal barrels and things like that to improve the kits that I was building or, you know, working on. And I can tell you, after they're painted, whether it's plastic or it's painted, it's the detail that's important, right? Not that it's metal or if it's plastic. And so I spent on past kits, several extra dollars on things that I really didn't need to. Because once it was painted, you couldn't tell it was metal any longer. I would say the only time that it's probably worthy of buying a metal over plastic is if you're dealing with heavy seams, or if the seams of the two pieces of plastic that are coming together are in a very visible spot. Okay, in that case, you might, spend the extra couple of bucks to, just to make things a little bit easier, make it look nicer, and a little bit of less work as far as filling gaps and sanding and so forth. And here's another little picture of some detail. It looks like a radar tower over here on this side here. So we're going to have a lot of nice detail on this. So, all right, let's go ahead and let's take a look and see what's on the inside. Like I said, I already did do an unboxing. And so everything is out of the plastic already. And what we're going to do, we're going to get in. Let's get zoomed back in now. Give me a second, guys, to get this camera together, and then we'll start looking at parts. All right, so here we go. Here are some of the shells that I was telling you about. And look how this is packaged. I put it just back as I had it before. And it comes in two pieces of plastic. They got it sandwiched between two of these heavy pieces of plastic. I guess I should have left that out just to make it easier to get to. But I wanted to show you how well everything is packaged. So here we go. All that plastic for this here. These are the shells that we were talking about. These are kit included. And the detail's nice. I'm going to go ahead and use these. I'm not going to spend the extra money on the metal ones. There's nothing wrong with these. And these, like I said, 1/35 scale. Okay, these are 40 millimeter rounds. And we're going to paint and detail those up. We can make those look a lot better than what they are, but the detail's very nice. So that I am happy with. We're going to use those. And yeah, like I said, they sandwiched it in this plastic. They did really well with the packaging, more so than they probably needed to. And then here is our PE and our guns. Okay, same thing. They got them sandwiched in these plastic pieces here. And let's take a look at the photo etch first. It comes with several sheets of photo etch. And this is all kit provided. And I'm not taking these out of the plastic, guys, because I do not want to damage them. But we can get a good idea of what we have here, right? It looks like we got some sights for our guns, if you can make that out. And the back side here. And it's nice heavy photo etch too. It's that heavy thick stuff. And I like that because I always have trouble with the thin stuff, and I'm always afraid of breaking it and stuff. So, but yeah, nice heavy photo etch. So I'm really happy with that. And we got a package of springs, which I'm assuming are going to be part of our guns. I'm not going to pull those out. And then we got some copper wire. And we got some rubber tubing. It looks like some rubber hosing tubing, whatever you want to call that. Let's get that neatly put back in here so it's safe. And then, guys, here's these barrels. You got to check these things out. Let me see if I can get one out of here. Hang on. Let me get something to get a hold of one. These things are super cool. Check that out. It's got a nice flared top to it. And these are all metal. These are all metal. Very nice. And actually, let me see if I can get a photograph or two. Hang on, we'll put up a picture or two. All right, so there we go. Very cool, right? Those are very nice. Yeah, so far I'm loving this kit. This thing is going to be awesome. Can't wait to get into it. And I paid, I'm going to say it was around 70 bucks for this kit. But it does include, like I said, it comes with all the photo etch, the metal barrels. The packaging is phenomenal. I mean, everything's in nice tight packages, right? I mean, that photo etch is well protected. You could probably drop this thing off the back of a FedEx truck and it could tumble down the highway and that photo etch would be okay. And let's take a look at some of these pieces here really quick. Now here's the base that it comes with. Let me back this camera back out. We're done looking at those barrels. We don't need to be, our nose is right up in it, right? So here are our base for our Bofo guns. It's got some nice wood detail on our deck. We'll paint that up to look nice once we get into. I keep looking for a date, and I have not found a date on this yet. Maybe it's on the instruction book. I'm still trying to figure out if Zimi was the manufacturer of this, or some of the molds that they had bought, the Kitty Hawk company. So here's some of the. There's several sprues, guys. They are, I'm gonna say, probably 8 or so sprues. But we got a lot of nice, really nice detail. Let me get this one out from behind here so we can get a better look at it. And I really can't identify a lot of these parts, guys, but we'll spend more time looking as we're putting this thing together. I will do a build on my channel for this. And we got some really delicate stuff here. Look at that. Very, very tiny stuff. That stuff scares me. It seems like every time I get into something that thin, no matter how hard I try, I always end up breaking something. Just like on my Missouri turret that I did so good cutting out all those railings, and then one or two, of course, has to give me a hard time, and I had to take the time to try to fix and figure that out. So this looks like our basket, or the construction of our parts of our basket for our Bofors guns, right? There's a ladder over here. And the quality, guys, it's nice heavy plastic. No flashing. I'm seeing absolutely zero flashing. Not a whole lot of cleanup involved in this at all. Yeah, it's nice. It's not that thin stuff. It's nice heavy plastic. So the quality is there. Very nice quality. And here we go, some more parts, more unidentifiable parts. What if I can get my camera a little bit better focus here for us, guys? I don't have the best camera in the world, but I'm going to show you what I can. And then, like I said, once we get into the build of this thing, we can. Now that's kind of odd because I'm looking now. Here's some more barrels in plastic of the same thing. So I wonder if maybe originally the kit came with plastic barrels, and then when Zimi took over, they decided to go ahead and throw in some extras for us. That might be the case too. I don't know that, but I don't see why they would include both plastic and and metal, right? So I guarantee you, maybe, you know what, maybe the photo etch and the barrels and all this was extras at one point, and they added it to the kit. That's very well possible. Now that I'm looking, because there's the guns right there in plastic, and we also have them in metal. So I don't know. I'm rambling, guys. I don't know. I'm just assuming. I'm just assuming. And here's some more. Actually, that's a duplicate sprue of the one we were just looking at. So there is two of those. And here's some more of those barrels, right? Same thing that was on this one here. They're identical sprues. So yeah, at one point it came with the plastic barrels, and they gave us some metal ones. So that's way cool. And the photo etch. So I'm wondering now if this wasn't a Kitty Hawk kit, and they, you know, added this photo etch and stuff to it after, you know, they bought the molds and of course bought the rights to the kits and everything, and they added those in. I'll bet you that's what that is. There's some seats too. Check out our little seats. Those are even detailed. I know you can't really make it out, but there's some nice detail even on those little tiny parts. And here's some more parts here. I wish you guys could get a good glimpse of the detail, because it really does a lot of nice rivets and things like that. And then we got one more here, and that's going to complete all the parts to our Bofors. Yeah, this thing should build up nice. This is going to look really nice alongside my other guns that I've been building here the last few months on my channel. But let's run through this instruction book really quick, guys. Maybe we can see a date. Maybe we can figure out what's going on with the metal and the photo etch, and also when it has the same parts in plastic. So let's see if we can find a date and see what's happening there. No date on the front or the back. Okay. So here's our little bit of history on the gun itself over here in several different languages. And then here's images of all the sprues that we just looked at. We won't spend a whole lot of time going through this, but look how nicely the instructions are laid out. They're nice, and here's some really good detail shot right here. Look at this, guys. Let me zoom in on this. Hang on. Look at those guns. That's going to be badass. Look at that. Those are those shells that we were looking at too. In the back there, you can see those lined up. There's those springs that we were looking at. I bet you those are the springs for it. Look at all that detail on them guns. And here it is mounted onto that, its base there, the deck. Dude, this thing's going to be awesome. So these are just photographs of the finished build is what we're looking at right now. There's some radar system. There's our shells. That kit provided. They're plastic. The plastic kit provided. And all right, here's where we get into the build itself. So now we go back into the black and white and numbered part things. So like I said, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time here. Let me back out so we can see a little bit better what we got here. we'll just kind of go through the pages. I mean, it's laid out simple, right? I mean, I'm not seeing anything that I don't understand. It's all very basic. Yeah, this Zimi model, I was going through looking at, as I was doing the history on the company, I was looking at a lot of the kits that they're coming out with. And again, I don't know if those are Kitty Hawk kit, molds that they have bought, or if those are kits that they are coming out with on their own, because I did read that they are doing their own kits as well as the molds that they have rights to, right, that they bought from Kitty Hawk when they went under. So I'm not sure if this kit is one of theirs, or if it's a mold that they got. But I mean, the molds are clean. They look like they could come out of a brand new mold. There's zero flashing whatsoever on any of those parts. Here's some of them building some of the guns now. Look at that. Those guns are awesome. I get excited over the silliest little things. I know. I'm into my models, my military stuff. I love it, especially when it's got this much detail. Gives the eye so much to look at, right? When it's finished, I mean, it's like one of those models where you can look at it and look at it for 5 minutes and still not see everything. You know what I mean? I love that part of it. And here we go. It looks like we're putting together our base and everything for our guns here. There's quite a bit to this build. It's going to be a little bit heavier than I thought it was. Not weight-wise, but I mean heavy as far as part-wise and time-wise. Here we go. Yeah, and we're getting to the end here. Now we're building our tub and adding it to the base. Yeah, I just had to share this with you guys. I was just so excited. I've been waiting for this to get here. And I got another kit too, but I'll share that with you on another day. It's not as exciting as this one. So there we go, and then we're down to the end here. Looks like we got some sub-assemblies that we throw together here. And look, even at the end you get a little cheerleader says complete. Yeah, so super cool. I wish we could find a date. There is not a date anywhere on this instruction book or on the box itself, which is really odd. And I don't know. Either way, I mean, it is what it is. It's a super cool looking model, and we're going to build this thing up. It's going to look friggin' awesome, and I can't wait to get into it. So once we get yeah, we need to find something to build alongside that King Tiger. It's about that time, and I'm thinking we might start off with this one here, because I'm looking forward to getting into this. So there we have it, guys. That's what I wanted to show you. My U.S. Navy 40mm Quad Bofors by Zimi Models, okay, who bought out Kitty Hawk, or Kitty Hawk went under, and they bought the rights to their molds and everything. So there we have it. And if you get a chance, guys, go check out Zimi Model. Google them. Look at some of the kits that they got coming out. They got some really cool stuff. If you're not into military, it might not interest you so much, because they have a lot of tanks and guns and military helicopters and things like that. You're not going to find a Porsche or a regular car build there. But if you're into any type of military type building, model building I should say, go take a look. I've already got 2 or 3 that have my mouth watering. But you know, they are pricey. Like I said, I paid about $70 for this one here, but it comes with a lot of nice photo etch, right? We got we got the nice barrels, we got the shells, and the nice clean parts, nice heavy plastic. The instruction book is as nice as it can be, right? Beautiful colored photos. In my opinion, guys, a top-notch kit. I have not put it together yet, so we can't judge the fit issues, you know, that it may have or may not have. At this point here, it looks like they put a lot of, you know, time into quality, even as far as, you know, just the packaging is just, you know, phenomenal on this. And so I think, you know, putting it together is not going to be an issue at all. So, all right, guys, that's it. That's all I wanted to do was share the unboxing with this, give you a little bit of a history on Zimi Model, okay? I think we're going to start hearing a lot more of their name in the future. They've only been out for around 2 years now, and maybe some of you guys, I'm sure, have already heard of them. For some reason, I'm just now stumbling upon them simply because I'm into building these guns now. I'm building up a display of different types of guns, and this one came up in one of my searches, and then I said, Zimi Model, never heard of Zimi Model, so I did some research and thought I'd share a little bit of that with you. But yeah. So anyways, guys, watch for this. We're going to get this one started here fairly quick, okay? I'm always trying to keep a build alongside the King Tiger to kind of break things up, not only just to break things up in the channel, but to kind of break things up in my head. I don't want any one build to get too monotonous, because then I'm going to start getting sloppy. So I'm going to kind of bounce around, you know, here and there, just to keep things fresh. So, all right, guys, everybody have a great week. I appreciate you guys popping in and checking this out with me, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.